Hello, my name is Francesca, and this is my digital story of how I got to where I am today. Before I go any further, let's time travel back to the year 2014 where it all began. I found myself as a senior student at Texas A&M University studying for my Bachelor of Science in Health. I was working at the Center for Digital Learning and Technology in the Department of Health and Education where all my classes were held. This was where I was first exposed to instructional technology. I helped create materials for graduate student courses by using mixed medias, collaborated with subject matter experts, and even did a voice recording for a module too. I graduated in May 2015 and used my degree in health education as a project manager for 2 years. I found myself continually trying to implement technology into the programs. I knew my heart was somewhere else, and I decided to go back to school to pursue a Master of Arts of Education in the instructional technology. I want to learn more about this field because I believe the future of education is heading this way. Mostly, I want to be able to expand educational opportunities. I enjoy utilizing technology to create tangible and engaging forms of education that can be disseminated to students to enable access so learning can happen from a distance. Some main themes discussed in this course were the evolution of education and its importance in society, the significance of interdisciplinary learning and teaching, social justice, learning theories and how they can be practiced in teaching and learning, and meeting the needs of diverse learner populations. As an educator, it is important to have a foundational knowledge about the history of education. The evolution of education has changed so much over time, from the humble beginnings of traditional teachings to teaching through technology. In the past, students would be lined up in front of a teacher for lecturing. Today, these rigid sit-and-get strategies hardly exist. In current times, students are able to experience learning from outside of the classroom or even across the world. New ideas of teaching and methods of doing so can further explore ways to reach all types of learners. For example, research has shown that artificial reality and virtual reality mixed together, when used in the classroom, students are able to retain information better. Also, events like Brown versus Board of Education and the No Child Left Behind Act have also impacted and shaped education today. The next theme, interdisciplinarity, is an important concept in education because it allows a student to connect and align similar ideas in different subjects. Like Moran and Nisani believed, interdisciplinarity also promotes growth of knowledge and creates a deeper understanding for a more whole education. Incorporating interdisciplinarity in education will help me to develop material with the goals discussed in mind. Social justice and the advancement of privileges for minorities in education have come a long way. As I mentioned earlier, different historical events have helped to shape the progress of social justice and equality in education. When developing material for higher education or for training adults to increase job performance, it's important to create equal education opportunities as well as access that will help to better them. Finally, diverse learners and how to meet their needs is another major theme in ILT. Since there is not only one type of learner, it is important to teach in such a way that can reach all audiences. We will discuss this more later on in the presentation. For any educator, it is essential to recognize the socio-political nature of education and the impacts it has. I recognize this exists in schools when it comes to access of resources of supplies and materials to enhance educational experience. In Ladson Billings' article, she reports how schooling and capital are directly related. She also discusses how there is an economic disparity between white schools and schools with minority majority. I myself have observed this firsthand when I managed a nutrition program. Our target audience was minority youths in low socioeconomic school districts. We would facilitate the program in the gymnasiums. I noticed there was a variation of access to working utilities and available equipment from one school to another. Furthermore, in her study, Jean Anion reported how curriculum was being taught according to the social class level of the school. B.F. Skinner's behaviorism theory focuses on conditional learning and how knowledge is gained through one's environment in response to positive or negative reinforcements. John Piaget's constructivism theorizes how students build schemas and learn through relating past experiences to present ones. When something new happens, their knowledge expands. Lev Vygotsky's social constructivism was built on the belief that learning happens through social interaction, with language as a main vehicle to obtain knowledge. The student learns as much as he or she can before they are helped, also known as the zone of proximal development. Seymour Papert's theory of constructionism says that learners learn by doing. Papert discusses how learning happens when students think with objects and can make new personal connections to other ideas. As we previously discussed, there are a few different theories that can be applied or put into practice when teaching. One example is how Piaget's theory is applied to math because it is taught to the learner in sequences so they can build on their knowledge, adding, subtracting, multiplication, division, and then applying those skills to higher levels of math. This theory also transcends into games for learning. In order to move up levels in a game, a player must repeat or practice skills until they master it. Only then are they allowed to move on and master a different skill that incorporates the one that was previously learned. Vygotsky's theory can be applied to peer reviewing work or working on activities as a group. Thus, social learning can happen. Papert's theory is applied when students are working with objects to discover new things. An example of this would be an app called Sphero that teaches students how to learn robotics. The student has to write their own code on an app that instructs the robot how to move. Constructivism can be applied to a diverse classroom by incorporating activities that allow students to learn from each other. Students of different backgrounds communicating with each other will promote the opportunity to learn from a different point of view and allow their perspective to expand. They can build off what they previously knew and connect ideas. Social constructivism can be utilized in the classroom through show and tell or presentations. For example, a student can be given the opportunity to lead and be the expert by presenting on a specific topic chosen or given to the student. The behaviorism theory can be useful when teaching a diverse audience as well. The environment can be made to promote acceptance of the diverse student population by incorporating diversity examples in the classroom, like pictures, books, and toys that may reflect diversity. These stimuli impact students in the environment to in turn behave positively to one another. My plan of action to incorporate the themes of ILT into my own professional career is to use methods that will enable learners to have equal access to technology. Using open source software is one way to do this and also provide resource links. I will, of course, apply ILT theories to serve as a foundation when developing educational materials. I will address meeting the needs of diverse learners through providing audio and closed captioning into my videos, incorporating diversity into learning materials when possible, and encouraging others to be a good digital citizen.